expecting this to get pretty noisy if this goes the distance. But we're seeing the Greninja. I'm not too familiar. Do you recall the last time these two guys played?
So it did say on the graphic just that I believe it was Boss Battles Phase 1, and it was 3-1 in Peli's favor.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I was trying to rack my brain as to what character choice Tarik might go with. We saw that absolute banger of a set of Tarik versus Space, which went down to the wire. Greninja used there, been used again. And this frog is pretty slippery. Oh, confirming it to down smash, that's a new one.
Yeah, I think Greninja's superior mobility compared to Kazuya is going to be really crucial in this set. I think Kazuya might come out in a pinch if things go really dire. But possibly, in the same vein, you know, Peli is going to be really exaggerating those vibes as we've been talking about if Kazuya shows up. So we've definitely got the Greninja at the moment, and it has done incredibly well. Again, that very close Game 5 set with Space was done with the frog. So we are going to see it, and it is already putting in a lovely amount of work, a nice 50% lead here at the moment for Tarik. But of course, it's really, in any set with Sonic, it's about that first stop. Yeah,
it's about the percent lead, it's about the first stop. And Tarik here getting a little bit of a lead here. A DI in, I think, on the dash attack there. Means Peli eats a back air, but just surviving. And that's it. Tarik, you know, picking Greninja for that really nice ground option, or the ground movement, I should say. Greninja really fast on the ground, but it can be difficult of knowing when to swing with dash attack because, of course, Sonic infamously having that invincibility on the spin, meaning it can be tricky to know if you're safe when to pull the trigger as the Greninja player when you release the dash attack. But Tarik played a bit more conservative so far, yet recognizes the big lag there from the neutral beam.
So good there from Tarik, and again, just keeping this really, really patient style, throwing out those tiny shurikens just to threaten the spin dash, but also just being aware that, okay, if I'm not in range, I can just hold shield, I can just dash back. And again, Greninja having some of the fastest ground speed in the game means that he can almost contest Sonic and almost do that dash back and then go from there. And we can see at the moment Tarik not really managing to extend the lead too much. However, an edge guard situation, just trying to mess with the trajectory of the spin dash there, using that Hydro Pump. However, Peli still managing to make it back to stage.
Yeah, Peli finds it a little bit tricky, I feel like, to kind of pin down Tarik's movement. He is, I guess to say again, very slippery, very on brand for Greninja. But yeah, you see Tarik kind of moving around, dashing back and forth, using a bit of platform movement where needed, but also throwing those shurikens at mid-range. Has Peli in the corner, just kind of spacing back here safely, and this chip damage is starting to rise a little bit for Tarik here, but Peli catching the dash back from Tarik. Greninja's ground speed's pretty good. I'll tell you who's a little bit faster, Sonic the Hedgehog.
He is a very, very fast boy indeed, but this has been the real scary part in this set, and I love that charge on the down smash, just reacting to the air dodge upwards and then just going. It hits both sides, so it's guaranteed to hit. Even if you don't get the kill, you get some nice damage, and you can secure it, like right there, with that wonderful, wonderful back air to make a 3-stop-to-1 lead.
Oh, well, Tarik's cooking, man. Tarik's cooking. It feels like, yeah, there's that moment I feel like Peli was going for the down air, and there's, of course, that slight stutter with the down air just as you're landing.
Yes.
And it's like, I think Tarik called that out straight from the air.
So difficult right now for Peli to get pretty much anything started. And again, recognizing that ludicrous amount of lag from hitting the stage with a homing attack. Not managing to get too much off of it. The back throw might do it. Yeah, there it goes, just about. But again, 180%. Peli has been really good at finding those early kills as and when he needs to, using those weak nairs into forward smashes or just getting those back airs off stage. And Tarik has really made him work so far.
Yeah, I think Tarik just really good at kind of putting up these hitboxes to really catch up the times that Peli's chosen to swing. You know, Tarik putting up a big, meaty forward air, or just a little sort of multi-hit from the back air, relatively active in some sense. And Peli, yeah, just getting stuffed out as he tries to get something cooking. Meanwhile, Tarik just looking so confident at the moment.
It's really impressive as well, right? Because it's not as if Greninja is one of those characters with massive, lingering aerials. With the exception of that back air, of course, the aerials don't stay out for too long. They don't have too much lag, mind you. But in the same vein, just being able to call out those timings as proficiently as Tarik is doing, it's so impressive to watch.
Oh, and Tarik there, yeah, he had to get that tech on the spring. He was going a little bit risky there, going low towards the stage. Peli asking the question, can you take the spring? And Peli right back in this.
Yeah, we can see only 72% trying to get something started, but managing to get at the back air, just letting that forward smash rip, of course, can be quite hard to punish. The footstool into the down air. However, lovely tech there from Peli to avoid the neutral air that followed and potentially death that followed after that.
I was getting deja vu right there. I saw a footstool on Greninja. I was getting flashbacks to the old days, but Tarik has got that in the locker. Oh, I thought that back air looking really scary from Peli. 90% not a huge lead in some sense. You can always make that back, especially a bit more rage. Might end up in an early kill here from Peli off stage. And Tarik again going deep, playing a little bit risky here. Going for the little second hit back air, or up air into the back air.
Yeah, just trying to use that forward tilt to send Peli back off stage again, but Peli not quite managing to be hit by it. However, Peli just playing this so delicately on the side of the stage here, and we can see again, even the timer is getting a little bit low. I don't imagine we're going to see a timeout, but certainly what a strange interaction there from the spin dash, but just the forward air is going to take that game one going to Tarik.
Yeah, immaculate spacing again from Tarik, putting that forward air right where it needs to be, as he's done throughout the set. And Tarik, the Machine, that's a great name. That's a great nickname, I got to say. If you call the Machine, that's kind of raw.
That's very raw.
There was I think I saw it was a sign at Super Smash Con, and it said, I think D Tarik, something like Machine.
Tarik the Machine.
And it was like, why does it say Die Tarik?
Yeah.
It's like that Simpsons, Die Bart, Die.
Yeah.
It's the Bart, I love it.
So good. No, certainly, and we can see why he's a machine at the moment. Taking this matchup that, by all means, could be quite difficult for Greninja, and just making it work. Oh, and there we go, a nice little bread and butter, that forward air dash attack to up smash. So good, and does so much damage.
Oh, Tarik's gone deep again. Yeah, probably wasn't quite in the position there to be getting killed for it, but yeah, decent start by these guys, getting a lot of damage on each other with a barely of 20 seconds played.
I like the fact that when Tarik landed that nair on Peli, he sort of dashed back to center stage. I like the fact that we're seeing that when he's not completely certain that he's got that kill confirmed, he's not always willing to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Because that can lead to such a deadly reversal, particularly against Sonic, where again, once you've got that first stock, you can afford to play a little bit recklessly, but certainly you've got to establish that lead before you start pulling triggers a bit more haphazardly. Yeah,
I completely agree, and I feel like Tarik kind of knows when he needs to release, as you say, kind of go for certain kill confirms. It depends on what Peli's DI is. It feels like a lot of Greninja's confirms we'll see again. Yeah, good DI there. Again, a lot of it depends on, are you going to DI in on the down tilt? Are you going to DI away on the down tilt? Because the combo tree changes a lot. And speaking of DI, good DI there from Peli. Barely living that up tilt. I saw the sparks flying, or the up air.
Yeah, and we can see, again, Tarik just jumping out of the situation, and a lovely forward air to catch Peli. Even on the left-hand side, you're still going to die. It's such a strong, meaty hit from that forward air. And we can see Peli trying to get something started, but managing to continue the advantage state with jab 1, 2, 3. But still, again and again, it feels like Tarik has just been stuck at the side of the stage for the past 10 seconds. However, he's saying, actually, I've got some bread and butters of my own. Are you hungry, Peli?
He seems pretty hungry right now. Decent damage there. That Tarik's really solid, as you would expect from players at this level. The advantage state is really strong. And Greninja's BNBs, they're pretty solid in terms of they're pretty easy to set up, and they get some decent damage. You see Peli already on 50% here. Feels like Tarik hasn't had to win neutral that much to get going, but I feel like that's the second time, by the way, Peli's air dodged through the confirm into the fair. We'll see if Tarik has that in the back pocket, but Peli was ready for that air dodge, Joycey.
Yeah, and it's so difficult, and it was just a little pause into the dash back, and it was like, I know exactly where you're going to be. Peli has had opponents in that situation so many times and was just ready for it. But again, nothing too scary for Tarik at the moment. An entire 100% lead, even though it's getting a little bit shortened. But all it's going to take is one bad DI on that dash attack, one down tilt, and then suddenly we're going to see a stock being taken again. Excellent DI. Peli has been, has got a lot of experience in this matchup. You have to at this top level of EU play. Certainly there are a lot of Greninjas around, but Tarik, of course, being the best of them.
Brilliant. And do you know what I also love, by the way? Because Smash Ultimate is a funny game, the shorter macro being what it is, the actual timing for some of Greninja's double 4-hop confirms, if you want to try and do like a buffered full hop forward air, you have to like time it perfectly. Because if you do it too quick, you'll just get a short hop.
Yes.
So it's actually a beautiful quirk of Smash Ultimate that even full hop forward air is immaculate execution from Tarik.
Yeah, you have to literally be frame perfect with it
exactly.
if you want to get it as efficient as possible. But again, Tarik has been playing this character for an awfully long time, and he has probably got that down and ready. But of course, a very fragile lead here for Tarik, just dash attacking straight into Peli's loving arms. We'll see if any more love is being shown on the ledge, trying again to get that weak neutral air hit that he's so good at getting. However, Tarik deciding, you know what, I've got some more bread and butters for you. Again, lovely tech. Tarik not pressing the issue.
So we had some bread and butters. I thought we had something else cooking there from Tarik. Got the drag down, but Peli wise to it. I think we got a tech away on the platform. But 158 here. A small breeze might end up sealing Tarik's fate. Off-stage situation.
Just no fear in the attempted edge guards as well. Even at 160, 170%, Tarik is more than willing to go down there if it means he's got the potential of getting an early stock. Just about catching Peli with that dash attack, but once again, not pressing the issue. Tarik is playing it so safe, knowing how crucial this lead is and how fragile his stock is.
Yeah, he's got 172 to work with, but he wants to keep on hold of this stock for as long as possible. And it's an offstage situation here. Oh, the confirm. I don't think there's anything you could have done there. I feel like that was a checkmate in every sense, but 182% or thereabouts. If you're Tarik, if you're going to die at a percent, I'd pick 182, yeah.
And look at that immaculate, that half-charged forward smash. Again, Peli whiffing yet another homing attack, and Tarik just making as much value out of it as possible, being able to dash all the way across the stage and charge. That is someone who knows this matchup so well. And Peli trying to get a bit sneaky there with that back air after the homing attack in the air. Oh, and this disadvantage state from Peli. His damage output, just both of them electing to get back to stage. Neither of them want to risk losing the game off of some silly scramble that they can both just avoid.
Yeah, Peli has been getting so much damage recently and finishes it off with a kill. Maybe slightly suspect DI there from Tarik.
I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting Sonic to get up there that fast. Again, we've been seeing a lot of these situations where Tarik tends to elect to drift to the side of the blast zone and then up B underneath the stage. And the one time that he decides, maybe I'm going to try and recover high, Peli is just up there and ready to meet him with an up air of his own. Yeah,
Greninja likes to be high in the sky, that full hop being what it is. But yeah, there was a moment, just that last game, I think Tarik had Peli at about 80%, and it wasn't like it was getting telegraphed, but it was very clear. Tarik was fishing for confirm, so he was going for like a weak nair up smash, going for a down tilt, and it was just maybe a little bit tunnel vision on trying to end it all. And Peli just sort of smelt blood in the water, a bit of damage here and there, and then finished it off almost like a 0 to death without being touched in some sense.
We can see the color adjustment there from Tarik, playing a nice deeper red. Same color as blood, maybe wanting to spill a bit of the blood of his opponent. He is the machine after all. He is the machine.
He is the machine, yeah. And as we say, curious on this stage pick. I like it in both senses. Both these guys can get really good combos. I feel like on this sort of platform layout, it's kind of close enough to where their confirms will continue. You can catch a couple of techs here and there. But so far, I think you said it earlier, the water shuriken's actually doing a lot, because even if it doesn't do damage to Peli, it like stops the spin like in its tracks. And that could be really good just to kind of get better positioning. From Tarik's side, what a tech, that could have been it.
That was so goddamn crucial for Peli to tech that. Otherwise, even if he had just missed the stage itself, that would have been a down tilt forward smash as well. So 100%. The fact that he DI'd it in and then just teched it, incredible. Incredible awareness.
Yeah, so Peli living another day from that, maybe could have died at some very silly percent, but mostly even so far on this game number 3. I think Peli played a bit more keep away, but Tarik able to find that down tilt. You know, it's not the biggest hitbox in some sense, so you really have to space it perfectly when Sonic's just flying here, there, and everywhere. But confirms it well. Oh, a little bit too long on the ledge.
Yeah, and it's so tricky in that situation where you think you're safe. And again, we've seen the higher percents that Tarik is able to live to. 150 at the earliest sometimes. Yep. Tarik is losing his stocks, and losing a stock that early at 80%. But in the same vein, I imagine Peli was feeling the same way after that up smash. Both of these players, it's wild because it felt like neutral was a lot slower, and then those kill confirms just sparked the fire.
It's so true. They were kind of playing, as you say, a bit more patient. Like Peli was kind of holding back, but then immediately went in and responded to Tarik, getting that down to up smash. But Peli getting a bit more, sort of like not huge combos, but 74% on the board and rising. I think it's up for Tarik here. I see Tarik chasing a bit more now. I feel like Peli kind of trying to fall into his tried and true game plan, trying to play a bit more passive, trying to force the issue from Tarik. You approach me, you come to me.
Yeah, and it's wild because they're at such closer percents that both of those players can afford to play a little bit more laid back and sort of try and make the other player blink. And at the moment, it is Tarik who's looking like his eyes are watering. He needs to blink at some point. However, not quite managing just yet. The staring contest continues. Yeah,
it certainly is a staring contest until they start attacking. It's a staring contest in neutral, but advantage state is all business. It's, oh, you see that, Tarik going for, I think, a nair in place, trying to catch the timing on the Sonic spin. The burst range, it's so hard to react to.
Excellent air dodge on the platform there just to avoid the forward smash. Again, Peli, very, very, trigger happy with these forward smashes sometimes. Yeah. If he's got that read in his head, it is very, very hard to avoid that. And that was a pretty crucial situation that Tarik didn't make the most of, but instead goes for second best, and the outcome is the same.
Excellent spacing on that forward edge, just drifting back ever so slightly there to make sure he could dodge through whatever Peli was throwing off the ledge and responds. But now here comes the B&Bs from Greninja. Some decent, I think you can SDI to maybe continue, or to limit the confirm of the Greninja combos, but more percent is rising, up airs into up airs.
Yeah, and then Tarik once again can just play a little bit safer, going for the jab 1-2, not committing to the third, just rolling away. Yeah, you know what, I see, I wasn't familiar with your game, I will exit. It's just, again, not willing to, but quite an aggressive shadow sneak. I like the attempt, given it's something that we hadn't seen, but in the same vein, it is reactable. That shadow on the floor, it tells all. Yeah,
I want to say there was maybe a slight, I think Peli was wise, as you say, to the shadow, but I'd be tempted to say maybe a misinput from Tarik, maybe trying to go for like a B reverse on the shuriken or something, but doesn't matter.
Wow, it kills that early. Jeez. Just about managing to get that, and that was just out of nowhere. But that was the whole theme of the game, right? Was that it felt like delicate neutral, delicate neutral, delicate neutral. You blink and then suddenly the stock's gone. Blink
and you'll miss it. Yeah, Tarik there going. I think that was a nair confirming to the forward air. And that ledge actually can be really good. I feel like that forward air is so strong in its own right, confirming off of down tilt. But if you get that weak nair, or even the strong nair at some percent, but weak nair for the kill, yeah, you can be surprised at how early you'll meet your demise. And yeah, Tarik 2-1 up on Peli here, back to small battlefield. Oh, straight away with the
my goodness, just being like, yeah, catch me if you can, bozo. I'm over here now. Only going to go back here for the troubles, mind you. But certainly, it's a nice little statement to make. Just a nice little start, and we can see Tarik extending it from a nice start to an excellent start. Once again, tried and true, 45% on the board, and Tarik just looking to extend it. We've been seeing this a lot from Tarik at the start of these games, just getting these 2-3 pieces, and it adds up to a banquet.
Yeah, oh gosh, that was a 0 to death, simply put. Not one big combo, but just a lot of little hits here and there, and it ended with a big hit, as ever. Oh gosh, wait, big tech there.
Incredible tech. I wouldn't even think it's tech. At that percent, 40% is not really that, when you're expected to have to go for these stage spikes that are going to kill you. And this is the scary part, right, is that Peli nearly getting a 0 to death of his own, but still managing to hold on to the momentum, getting back to stage first and going for the back air. Great tech there from Tarik, but the coverage from Peli just answering back in such a decisive way.
0 to death into a responsive 0 to death. That is crazy. That shows your mental is not shaken. Like, whatever you can do, I can do as well.
It's wild, because I was literally about to say something about how, the pacing between these two is so equal. And even though they've both ramped it up, the pacing is still equal. They're both just running at a breakneck pace, and they're refusing to stop.
Yeah, it feels like they're answering each other back in every sense. We saw that crazy confirm there at the start of the game from Tarik, and Peli just pushing his advantage in the same way. And we said previously, if not in this set, then before, Peli's advantage state for a Sonic player, you might not always associate Sonic with the crazy damage output, but you watch Peli, it feels like, some of the damage output is bananas.
Yeah, proving the difference between the goods and the greats when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog. However, Tarik, of course, being able to keep up with the greats and the brilliance, just keeping it cool, keeping it calm between these two at the moment. That delicate neutral is rearing its head once again.
I think maybe trying to go for a footstool out of shield there from Tarik, but it feels like, much as we've said, it feels like the pace of the game is such that there's little explosive moments, but then this is the kind of what we're used to now, just this kind of back and forth, feeling each other out, but then here comes the Peli advantage. Maybe back into neutral again.
Yeah, lovely cross on the shield there, just trying to avoid any kind of punish that Peli can get. Managing to get a punish, no drag down on the up air, just electing for damage instead of the potential tech chase there. And we can see, again, Tarik throwing out the small Shoryus and not doing it at that mid-range, knowing that Peli has got that burst range and has got that ground speed to be able to punish him for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Greninja, you're usually used to having the better ground speed in most matchups, but Tarik wise to the fact that there's one character that can keep up. It is Sonic. Nearly punished to death there from that high up B. Definitely punished there, wow.
Just every single time that Tarik is off stage, it feels like Peli is getting, Penny in terms of that, making his money. That's where he's getting these pennies that are turning into pounds that are turning into millions, and now suddenly a lead, which I would argue is probably the first significant lead Peli's had in this set.
Yeah, I'd say so. I feel just that little situation there that we saw a shake of the head from Tarik, it felt like just the high recovery and then just the way he was trying to get back to ledge. It felt like just a slight error, maybe an execution or just the way he wanted to space. And Peli, you know, you take it an inch, or you give him an inch, he takes a mile. And a decent lead here.
Only 40% on Tarik, though. Again, a weak nair, a dash attack will spell the end of Peli's second stock. However, Peli being fully aware of this, and again, just a little two-piece, return it to neutral. You don't need to press the issue, but that forward air is bringing the issue to you as Peli is on last stock. And again, we've been talking bread and butters, but Tarik is turning it into something way, way more. 37%, another back air to boot, as well as the ledge trap. It continues, Mo.
Yeah, that small percent lead that Peli has is disappearing bit by bit. Peli's spinning around, trying to find an opening, but Tarik just sort of sharking underneath. Oh, and another air dodge there. He confirms it to the forward air. Peli's just been ready with that air dodge every time Tarik's wanted to pull the trigger, and it's looking very, very close now. And again, another air dodge, perfectly timed.
It's so difficult because it's just that situation where you have to do it, otherwise the confirm will connect. But again, it is something that Tarik is going to be picking up on, and he's got in the back of his mind, maybe to close the set, maybe for a future game if needed. But certainly, again, both these players, particularly Peli right now.
The offstage situation, maybe not enough rage on Peli, but has him at the ledge. And dashing back, trying to space with the back air. Opting to give Tarik basically room to get back to the stage, just trying to get in his zone. Peli right at the edge of the stage. Good. Is he going to chase? He's not going to chase with an up air. Goes back to the ground.
I think he can see that the timer, whilst not in a critical timeout position, the option is beginning to show itself, but not when you're getting confirms like that. Tarik taking a 3-1 over Peli and advancing into losers finals.
That's beautiful. Just the ability to land that nair and know immediately it's ready to kill into the forward air. It's so explosive, and it feels just so hard to react to from Peli's side. I don't think he could have air dodged through that one. I think that one might have just been straight up true. But great stuff to Tarik there. I feel like Peli was on such a momentum from that Mods Eye set and just throughout this tournament making that losers run. But Tarik was finally too much for the only other UK player left in bracket.